Okay guys, morning, it's Alex here. Start of the week, we just got a trailer coming in full of wood chip, and yeah, for the first time we're going to use the new shed and angle. We're going to back him in here and pour out the chip. I've got 2 loads coming in. It's coming from Peter Lord with his Albacker, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see the difference in chip between ours and his. His does a really nice square chip, but that's what you get when you spend £750,000 on your machine. But anyway, here we come. Week starts off with a bang. So yeah, see how we go. So that's a pretty nice square chip, that is. Which you'd expect. It is whole tree, but it's quite nice stuff. There's obviously a fair amount of green in that. So we'll push it up to one corner and yeah, we'll let that all cook up. A couple of months time, it should be nice and dry. Well, that's the theory. So we're just filling crates now. What we've done is put more substantial loading points there and there, because the guys couldn't, we've actually got, these are channel all the way across, and previously the guys said that they just couldn't get the forks on the potato turners in there, so hopefully that'll be a lot easier for them to rotate round. And if I order more of these, which I might well do, we'll get those made rather than the stirrup cups, which I had to cut out. We've got a load of dry come out the dryer. Hopefully we can get rid of this chip. It looks like the chip market's starting to move now, so that's all good. This has sat here for a good few months. It's absolutely bone dry now, so that's all right, guys. And then we can start putting all the bagging stuff in here and all the kindling and everything that we've got to do. So yeah, there we go. So these are the channels that we've got. They go all the way through, and the forks get guided all the way through, and yeah, they keep away, and so it's just a nice way that we can turn them nice and easy. We've got a flat tire on the fines trailer here, so we've got a spare one in the shed, so we're going to get that pumped up and then we'll get that changed over. I'm actually gonna, someone wants some of these fines, so I've got to get them out the trailer. There's an OK load in there, so there we are. That's the new tire that lads got to put on. So there we go. There we are. New one going on now. Got a little impact gun on. Yeah, nice little impact gun. So just nick of time, they got that trailer emptied, and the fines. Kay's just mixing that in with some of our wood chip, so that can all get burnt in the lad's boiler. So yeah, there we are, all good. Okay guys, we just had a load of trees delivered here, some more over there as well. We had a whole load of guards and stakes delivered, so that's up in the wood, and we'll go and take a look how the replanting is going on this. Okay guys, we got the stakes up here the other day. We've got all the tree guards there. I'll flip the camera around and you'll just have a look and to see how they're starting to lay everything out. But we're going to do spacing every 3 meters for the trees so we can get the mower down, because before very long all the brambles and everything comes up. So you can see he's just starting to place out the lines here, and yeah, it will go down in these lines. We'll leave a ride between this old bit of wood here and this new plantation. So hopefully that'll be really good. Got quite a nice variety of English species going in here. The only thing that's not going in really is the ash because of the dieback, but we've got plenty of other things, so that's great. And yeah, we've got a hide over there because we've got massive deer problem. We're right next to Boughton, which is a big block of woodland here, and when they're shooting, it seems like they drive the animals over here. And certainly on another block that we planted over there, the deer have really hammered it. So hopefully we'll get a bit of a kind spring and summer, not this droughty conditions that we're having these days, because that's really what's knocking these trees back. They're just not able to get themselves off. So yeah, hopefully it will be a nice job. So this is a block of woodland that we felled before and replanted. As I said, it's just had really, really harsh conditions. So unfortunately, a lot of these tubes, there's actually not much happening. One or two of them have come. Looks like there's something down the bottom there, a little bit of leaf, but not very much. We're also going to have to come back through and get this all flailed off, because all the brambles are starting to come up. It's about the only thing that grows well in Northamptonshire. But yeah, so that's a little bit of work that we've got to do there to get this back in. But you know, hopefully we can keep on top of both these bits. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so Barry and Richard are just working on the hyzer hack there. They think the problem with the belt stopping intermittently is the fact that it might not be tightened up enough. So they're just going to see if they can do that and see if we can get it running this afternoon again. Right, so we're taking the back of the hyzer hack off there, and what we've found is that the chain is rubbing here and it's acting as a brake. It looks like it's been dented in at that point there and that point there. And then the other thing that we've noticed is that there's a bit of slack. We can't pull this out anymore. That's it, it's maximum extension and it's quite slack, and we think that maybe it's coming off the sprocket inside. There might be a little bit of worn sprocket as well, and therefore it's not gripping the chain, and that's also stopping it. So we think we might have a two-stage problem on that. So yeah, there we go. Barrett's just going to try and dent that panel back into shape using the telehandler here. So guys, I don't know whether you can see, but it's a pretty foggy day here, but that is starting to steam off quite nicely, that pile. But something I've done, not very effectively, is tried to make a ramp here for the trucks to come in. So we're just going to go up, we'll get the dump truck, load it up with some planings, and put a line of planings across here just to tie that in with the concrete along there. So that's our thoughts there, basically. So we're just putting a ramp in there, tying it up, just so the trucks can get back up in here, because they ripped off a couple of mud guards last time with my wood thing. So yeah, not so good. Shoveling that bit out. So there we are, that's all done guys. Made a bit of a ramp in so the truck won't pull off his mudguard. And I'm just going to get on this and push that chip up now. Ray thinks there's a sauna in there. Probably is with all this pine. Once he thinks he's off to Scandinavia. And that's the proof. He's backing in really nice up that new little ramp we got there. So yeah, just perfect. Okay, morning guys. We just got Fuelwood here taking a look at the chipper, so we're gonna have a look and see what damage is on this machine that I bought. That came back all right, didn't it?
What we can do then, lift that up.
Yeah, I see. Then you can pull out a one of the pins,
Yeah,
and take one of those links out.
exactly that.
Oh, that's a lot easier than we were expecting. We thought we'd have to take the whole thing apart.
Yeah, I have to cut in there, just put a little cut in.
Yeah.
Just to tap it through.
Okay. Right. Some new chain link there. New motors, gearboxes. Actually, there's gearboxes. But we've taken our motor off, which is that one there, which might be faulty. And we've also thinking there's a little bit of oil, water in the hydraulic oil because it's gone a bit cloudy, and that's not good for the pumps. Obviously, it'll be like blasting sand through it. And then we think maybe there might be a bit of a lazy stress control, but that's quite an expensive item, so we're just going to hold off on that and see if we can get these other bits working first, because we're still getting this intermittent stopping on the deck, and it's not running all the time smoothly, even though the chipping drum gets back up to speed. So yeah, a few problems there.
Coming out that end.
Let's have a look. Yeah, it's gradually coming out there. Keep going and it will come out. Cogs don't look too bad, do they, Lee?
No.
In fairness. I don't know, I'd say that looks all right.
Worn here, but
Are these a bit worn here?
you tend to look at the gap on the top, but if anything, it's just stretched. But we just need to have a look at the end roll of that end as well.
Right.
Do that one lifting.
So that's the link out. There we go. Take that out and reassemble it now. Make it a bit tighter.
You tend to say you can only really take one link out.
You can only take one link out. Why is that? At a time or in total?
Get another one out of it.
How come?
Just the chain, it won't be able to stretch anymore.
Right. This is the maximum, so This is our only time we can do this. Right, I see. And then we can tighten it back up on both sides. And
yeah, I'll get the gearbox back on.
Yeah, because that big, have you looked in the gearbox? Because it is pretty good.
To be honest, it wasn't the gearbox that was stopping it.
Yeah.
The way that it is. I can send you a new seal out because the gasket's gone in the gearbox.
Oh, is it? Yeah,
you
sure.
See, it was leaking.
Okay, yeah. That'd be good.
I don't think I've got one.
But we still reckon it's that motor down there, don't we? Possibly. So we put the new motor on there. I'll use the old gearbox, even though it's showing signs of a little bit of stress. And we'll just see how that
new
works.
Gasket in between.
A new gasket in between there. So that should hopefully keep the water out, which we'd seen a little bit of water ingress before. So we're taking the lid off our hydraulic reserve, and it's pretty milky, so water's got in there, which isn't going to do any help to that pump there. So we're going to drain this out now. It's about 40 litres or so, and then refill that. What, they were loose before there, were they?
Yeah, which means it's not going to be making the best of seals, basically. But you see this top fitting here, it's not tight.
Yeah.
Possibly. Don't know what.
Oh yeah, it's real bad there, isn't it?
So, shut the tap off.
Yeah. So there's a crack on either nut, just there, and one on the other side as well. So at some stage, that bearing there is going to need to be changed. We've got a little bit of oil weeping out of here, out of this gearbox, so that may need changing as well. Right, there's the bottom, guys. And there's some pretty horrible sludge in the bottom of this, which I could try to show you. Just to see the black stuff there. Yeah. There we are, it's got to get all cleaned out. So that's the fresh oil in there. Sealing going. In, and we've pushed out some of the dirty oil that was in the system, so I'll have to re-top that up. That's where the oil is now. So there we go. Okay, so we just put it all back together, and Luke has got the pressure system on there and just deadheading the system to make sure the thing is holding pressure, so fingers crossed. Okay guys, so you saw what we did, a fair amount of work there. We changed the motor, shortened up the belt there, made that a bit tighter, so we'll see how that runs now. And we also changed the hydraulic oil down on that side. Also gave us a good look at some of the bits here. I can see that's probably been a bit of damage in the past to the chipper drum, and they changed one bearing on one end. This bearing on this end is got a little bit of crack in it, so we're just going to keep an eye on that and make sure that it doesn't get any worse. And there's a bit of a weep on the gearbox down there, but otherwise I think we've now got the chipper running right, and over the weekend the chaps are going to get in here and try and get this all chipped up, and then we can come across into the arbor pile and into this pile over here, sort of dried, mixed up stuff basically. So yeah, there we go. Good day on it.